From the beautiful shores of the gem of the Caribbean, Barbados, home of the amazing Harrison's Cave, the tantalizing Oystins Bay Garden, our historic garrison, the indigenous road tennis, and the friendliest people in the world. We are 94.7 FM, the ultimate Bajan experience.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Afar segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.vb, and together we will travel the world.
God will not give you a job. God will not call you to do something and then not give you the capacity to have it, to make it happen. He will give you the resources. He'll give you the people. Not only will He equip you with ideas, but He will equip you with favor, as He did Nehemiah.
Turn on the latest episode of Infinite Possibilities, only on CBC TV8, every Sunday at 1:30 p.m., sponsored by Covenant Life Teaching Center.
Welcome to Nature's Discount, the ultimate health food store. At Nature's Discount, we have thousands of quality products at great prices.
Hi guys, Dottie here with Nature's Discount, and today we are talking about Solar Ray Microbiome Probiotics and why you should be taking them.
And we have well over 3,000 amazing products to help you get healthy.
For your health tips, tune in to CBC TV8 every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday for Nature's Discount, sponsored by Get Healthy Incorporated.
98.1 The One. Your number one party station. With an audience from 18 to 40, we keep you engaged, energized, and entertained. Choose 98.1 FM, The One.
Hey there, it's Mahalia. I want to share something that might be really helpful. If you're feeling anxious, overwhelmed, depressed, or lonely, and have no one to talk to, call Lifeline Barbados. We all face struggles at times in our lives. You're not alone. There's no need to feel ashamed or embarrassed. It's okay to reach out for support. Lifeline Barbados is completely confidential. No one else will know you called. They're there to offer a caring ear and guidance without judgment. And fellas, I want you to know asking for help is a true sign of strength. It takes real courage to reach out. You can also call Lifeline Barbados if you're worried about loved ones who are struggling and you need advice on how to support them. There's a saying, a problem shared is a problem halved, but not everyone has someone they can confide in. That's why Lifeline Barbados exists, to be there for you or someone you care about during tough times. Save this number. Lifeline Barbados is just a call away. Remember, you can reach out whenever you need to talk.
Books open your heart, your mind, and your soul. They are educational, entertaining, inspiring, and motivating. Are you an author of a recent book you want to share? Then Mornin Barbados would love to feature your book in our The Next Chapter segment. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.vb. That's morning without the G. Come and let us turn those pages together.
Week after week, Scald presents exciting reports and documentaries on the most varied topics of our time. Spectacular developments and innovations, lifestyle and trends of tomorrow, mobility and tourism, health news, highlights from art and culture. Each contribution grabs the viewer with extraordinary images and stories and takes him into fascinating worlds which he experiences here exclusively and up close. We're there when companies and specialists develop super satellites for a global network in space and can look behind the scenes. Scold is a window to everything that is there or is yet to come. Fly with us through time to better understand today and tomorrow. You've always wanted that. Scold, a look into the future.
Our world today is not the world God wants it to be. One of the reasons, which will surprise many, is that our planet, its governments, and its peoples are all living under the weight of Satan's rule. From the beginning of mankind's existence to today, human history is the written record of what it means to live under the rule of the devil. Yet that rule is coming to an end, and what a difference that will make.
Every Sunday at 9 a.m. on CBC TV 8, tune in for Tomorrow's World, sponsored by the Living Church of God.
The economy of a country can be likened to the engine room of a factory, the place where the pistons stroke and the wheels turn. And, as with a factory, the end result of this exercise is a product. In the case of a factory, it might be an item of clothing, or a food, or some other product that make our lives satisfying. With an economy, the product is the aggregate of all the goods and services produced in the country, and it's identified by its monetary value as the gross domestic product, GDP. Gross meaning the sum total, and domestic meaning within your own environment. Economic terms can be difficult for the average Joe. But if we are to understand the workings of the national economy, we must have a grasp of these terms.
Some ask, what makes Barbados so special? We at Mornin Barbados say it's you, our exceptional youth. You are talented, resilient, and inspirational. You are the epitome of the Barbadian spirit, testing the boundaries of your creativity. If you are an entrepreneur, artist, baker, designer, author, or have done anything you think should be highlighted, email us at morninbarbados@cbc.bb. Let us show the world our exceptional Bajan youth.
From the beautiful shores of the gem of the Caribbean, Barbados, home of the amazing Harrison's Cave, the tantalizing Oystins Bay Garden, our historic garrison, the indigenous road tennis, and the friendliest people in the world. We are 94.7 FM, the ultimate Bajan experience.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Afar segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to it.
Good morning Barbados, good morning to you. Good morning, 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 morning.
A pleasant and bright and crispy good morning to you. Good to be back with you on this Tuesday morning. It is October 7th. I'm Shane Seeley. Always a pleasure to spend some time with you when I can. I'm telling you, today will be another warm day. Yesterday, October 6th, was very, very hot. I really want all of you, when you get outside and start to move around and start your day after that breakfast, that cup of tea, or whatever makes you comfortable on the morning, make sure you walk with that bottle of water. Stay hydrated. You know how hot and intense these days can be nowadays, especially when it gets around midday, that 1 o'clock hour. It is really hot, especially if you're one of those workers who is outside having to bear those intense conditions at times. So please stay hydrated and make sure that you enjoy what is shaping up to be a beautiful Tuesday. 26 degrees on the outside, nice and cool for now, but in a few hours, a couple hours or so, I'm telling you, we'll be getting a bit warmer. I expect to get up to around 30 degrees Celsius today, so another warm day, but by 11 a.m., you can expect some showers in some communities across beautiful Barbados. We have another great show for you today, so much to talk about. Welcome to those of you watching us from afar, watching us online. Always good to have you in our company. Of course, we will share some of those comments, some of those pleasantries. Always a pleasure to hear from our diaspora, especially those living in New York, Atlanta, and further afield. Over in the UK, good morning. It's already 6 hours ahead there, and you'll be moving into that fall season very soon, where it's starting to get a bit cooler on your end. So enjoy the weather wherever you are. Of course, we have a lot of discussion. It's always good to hear from our ambassador, Barbados' ambassador to CARICOM, David Comishong, on a Tuesday morning, especially today's topic. We're going to commemorate the Air Cubana bombing and get into the details around that and hear from a very special person who is connected to that event. And a lot of details to share around some documents. We will get into all of that very, very soon. The League of Friends of the Queen Elizabeth Hospital, they're here as well. They're having a special 60th anniversary dance. And this is so special because just last year, November the 14th, the QEH celebrated 60 years of existence serving the population. So it shows you how long the League of Friends has shared that special connection with the hospital. So we'll be talking about all that is associated with that anniversary dance. There are also some new information coming to the fore, some new drugs and old drugs that the National Council on Substance Abuse is keeping a watchful eye on. We'll tell you all about that, and some new packaging that you need to be alert about. So all of that coming in the first half of the show, and then we have some special guests coming to spend some time with us talking about events, a special walk that you may want to attend. All of that happening on the Tuesday edition of Morning Barbados. We got to say a special good morning to Kevin. Kevin, I hear that you're an avid watcher of Morning Barbados. You love the show. You absolutely don't miss it. Every Monday to Friday, you get up and you're tuned in with us. I think there's a picture that we will share of Kevin to just let you see who this special youngster is. But apparently, he never misses an opportunity to take in everything that is Morning Barbados. And he will be taking in a bit of history this morning. October 6th, as I said yesterday, a number of individuals would have headed to Paynes Bay and spent some time around that special statue commemorating the Air Cubana bombing so many years ago. Always good to see Barbados' ambassador to CARICOM, David Comishong. He's been sharing with us all of those nuggets of information from around the region, but of course we focus on this event that really shaped the lives of Barbadians and of Cubans as well. Ambassador Comishong, great to have you with us this morning. Also with us, connected to the flight, as I said before, Odalis Perez. Now, she's the daughter of the Air Cubana Flight 455 Captain Wilfredo Perez. Gracias, and good to have you. Buenos dias.
Buenos dias.
And also interpreting for her, a good friend of mine, Mr. Henry, Jamal Henry. He will help us to understand the message from Odalis this morning. Great to have you on, Jamal.
Thank you.
So set the scene for us. Yesterday, a special day commemorating the event, the air bombing of the Air Cubana Flight 455. Tell us why we should never forget this event, which really helped to shape this connection between Barbados and Cuba.
Well, yesterday was the 49th anniversary of this 6th October 1976 terrible terrorist event that happened in our territorial space, where all 73 passengers on board that Cubana aircraft perished. And so the Cuban embassy, in partnership with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, held the usual solemn wreath-laying ceremony at the Cubana Monument in Pains Bay. And that's the monument that Barbados, back in 1998, constructed to memorialize all of the victims. And you may recall that President Fidel Castro actually came to Barbados to officially open that monument. So we had, I represented the government of Barbados. We had the Cuban ambassador. We had from Guyana, the acting consul general. We had, of course, as our very special guest, Odalis, the daughter of the heroic pilot, Wilfredo Perez. And we say the heroic pilot because, you know, when he recognized that that plane was going down and there was nothing he could do, it was actually heading straight for Paradise Beach. And if it had crashed there, it would have killed many Barbadians. He took the plane back out to sea so that it went down in the waters of the Caribbean Sea. So very moving ceremony yesterday morning. And then in the evening, we all went to the Cavell campus, where we had a discussion at the campus, myself, Odalis, and Dr. George Braffett. So we were commemorating, as I said, the 49th anniversary, but we were also commemorating the 3rd anniversary of the CARICOM Cuba Day Against Terrorism. And you asked me what effect that terrorist act had, what significance going forward. Well, I would say, well, number one, it really solidified the relationship between Barbados and Cuba, for sure. But in addition to that, that tragedy was a catalyst for the political leadership of Barbados to declare our Caribbean a zone of peace. So that tragedy in 1976, by 1979, Grenada was going before the Organization of American States with a resolution to declare our Caribbean region a zone of peace. And then secondly, in 2022, at the urging of Barbados, all of our CARICOM states and Cuba, we declared the 6th of October CARICOM Cuba Day Against Terrorism, a day on which we all come together to highlight the evils of terrorism and to denounce it. So, yes, it was a great tragedy, but out of that great tragedy, we were able to use it as a catalyst for two very important constructs: Caribbean as a zone of peace and a day against terrorism.
And a real eye-opener that Barbados is not excluded from this kind of event. So we really need to, always be alert and make sure our aviation authorities do their checks and balances on both ends to ensure that there's no repeat of such situation.
Yeah, well, I say that event was the poster child of international terrorism. That event took place a full quarter century before the infamous 9/11 in New York. And that was the first time that a passenger plane full of passengers was used as an instrument of terror. And this is why we say that if you wanted to find a day to designate a day against terrorism, the correct day is the 6th of October.
And you're right in saying that Wilfredo Perez, Odalis' father, is the hero of this event, because he saved so many more lives on land, protecting Barbadians who could have been affected and would have possibly lost their lives in this event as well if he didn't take the evasive action that he did. Jamal is going to interpret for Miss Odalis Perez. Please, can you ask her what was yesterday like for her, paying respects for those who would have lost their lives, including her father, at the monument.
¿Cómo fue ayer el evento en el monumento para usted, prestando respeto para su papá y los que perdieron sus vidas en aquellos eventos? ¿Cómo le fue? ¿Cómo le pasó?
Buenos días.
Buenos días.
Bueno, realmente es impactante estar acá y ver la playa de Barbados, una playa, yo digo que es una playa hermosa.
So it's really impactful being here and seeing the very beach and ocean. It's a very beautiful beach.
Y imaginarse cómo hace 49 años atrás un avión a 18.000 pies de altura pudo explotar en pleno vuelo y caer en esa playa hermosa de Barbados.
Imagine a plane flying at 18,000 feet and just explode all of a sudden over this beautiful beach in Barbados.
O sea, fue un momento de mucho dolor, o sea, experimentar realmente y ver, imaginar cómo sucedió ese horrendo crimen.
So it was really a painful moment to see and imagine how this horrible crime unfolded.
How old were you when you lost your father?
¿Qué edad tenía usted cuando perdió su papá?
10 años.
She was 10 years old.
Wow. So imagine a 10-year-old having to bear that loss at that time, the loss of her dad, someone that she's so close to, so closely connected to. That is tough. That is indeed tough. I really, please, and if you can translate that to her, tell her how appreciative we are of her coming here to share in this moment, and our condolences to her and her family.
Que apreciamos mucho que usted haya venido acá a compartir ese momento junto con nosotros y expresar nuestras condolencias a usted y su familia.
Gracias. Quien se sienta agradecida soy yo.
So, thank you, and I'm the one that really am grateful to you.
Por estar aquí y dejarme, como ayer dije, estar cerca, porque lo sentí, de mi papá.
To be able to be here, and as I said yesterday, to be able to be close, because I felt it, close to my father.
De sentirlo porque realmente de mi papá no se encontró ningún resto, o sea, yo no tengo dónde ponerle una flor a mi papá, porque no tengo posibilidades de tener los restos de su cuerpo.
And she really felt it, because and the ability to be here, simply because they were never able to find the remains of her father. She doesn't even have a place to lay flowers in remembrance of her dad, because they never were able to find his remains.
Yeah, your father is a hero.
Su papá es un héroe.
A hero, and we really thank and we praise him this morning, salute him, because he saved so many more lives here in Barbados. We are sorry, we're so regretful that so many lives were lost, but he saved so many more.
Le agradecemos mucho las acciones de su papá, porque de verdad salvó bastantes vidas. Lamentamos que hayan perdido tantos, pero a la misma vez salvó tantas vidas.
Thank you, eso lo sabemos.
So, thank you very much.
Shane, if I could say, after the incident, the Barbados government set up a commission of inquiry into the incident, and I have here the report of that commission of inquiry, and some of the findings, and I just read very quickly, of the commission of inquiry was headed by Justice Denise Williams. Findings: the flight crew members were properly licensed and qualified for the flight. 2, the pilots carried out their flight duties in a professional manner. No actions of theirs could have averted this tragedy. The aircraft was certificated and maintained in accordance with the approved procedures. And then they go on, an explosive device was detonated in the rear of the passenger cabin during flight. But I just want to make the point that even the Commission of Inquiry fully exonerated the pilot. There was nothing the pilot could have done. The pilot did his best in the circumstances. And you asked earlier, something, what might have come out. One of the things that came out of that whole incident, came out of this Commission of Inquiry, was that the Commission of Inquiry discovered that back then, that one of the reasons that the plane went down was, in addition to the explosion and the fire, but the material inside the aircraft being burnt produced toxic gases.
Wow.
And the Commission of Inquiry recommended to the international civil aviation authorities that research needed to be done to produce material for commercial aircraft that, if it burnt, would not produce toxic gases. So Barbados could very well have made a very important contribution to improving international aviation standards. The other point I just want to make, I want to introduce you to this book. This is a book called The Cubana Story.
And I want you to save that for when we return, because we want to share that book with our viewers this morning and some information on the flight. Remember, this happened 49 years ago, so some young people who are watching Morning Barbados today weren't alive at the time. So this information, amazing to them to believe that a terrorist act could have originated possibly right here in Barbados. More details on this to come here on the Tuesday edition of Morning Barbados.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Affair segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.vb, and together we will travel the world.
God will not give you a job. God will not call you to do something and then not give you the capacity to have it, to make it happen. He will give you the resources, he'll give you the people. Not only will he equip you with ideas, but he will equip you with favor, as he did Nehemiah.
Turn on the latest episode of Infinite Possibilities, only on CBC TV8, every Sunday at 1:30 p.m., sponsored by Covenant Life Teaching Center.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
We're commemorating the Air Cubana bombing. 49 years ago, this event occurred, a terrorist act. No Bajans lost their lives on that flight, but I want to give you some more details on Flight 455. It was a Cuban flight from Barbados to Jamaica that was brought down yesterday, October 6, 1976, by two terrorist bombs. All 73 people on board the Douglas DC-8 aircraft lost their lives after that plane crashed into the sea just off Barbados. Several CIA-linked anti-Castro Cuban exiles were implicated by the evidence, and a lot of that evidence coming out after those investigations. More nuggets of evidence in that report that you shared with us earlier. Now, 11 minutes after takeoff from Sewell Airport, now the Grantley Adams International Airport, two bombs exploded on board. Realizing a successful landing was no longer possible, it appears the pilot, Mr. Perez, he would have turned the aircraft away from the island and towards the Sea of Porters, St. James, potentially saving the lives of many on the ground. It's a story reiterated here this morning already, of course, with information coming from Ambassador Comenshaw. You're speaking about this book that you're presenting to us now, speaking about the events around Flight 455.
Yes, well, this book was produced in 2021, And I felt the need. We hear 73 people perished in the Cubana disaster. You know, those two Venezuelan terrorists. The flight came in from Trinidad. They got on the plane in Trinidad. The flight came from. It was coming from Guyana, Trinidad, Barbados, Jamaica, Cuba. So they got on the plane in Trinidad with those bombs. During the flight from Trinidad to Barbados, they planted those two bombs in the rear section of the aircraft. They got off the aircraft in Barbados when it landed. And so when the flight then took off from Barbados to go to Jamaica, the bombs exploded when the plane was in the air. But anyhow, the point is, we say 73 people perish. Everybody on the aircraft perished. But 73 is just a number. And I came across a short story by a Cuban writer, Juan Carlos Rodriguez, a short story that tells the story of those 73 people during those 10 minutes or so of terror. The emotions, who they were, their names. Many of them were young Cuban athletes, fencers. 11 Guyanese, 7 of them were young students who had just won scholarships to study medicine in Cuba. So this book really humanizes this event and shows the real human beings who were impacted. Some families really never recovered. Families that lost loved ones. People back in Cuba were traumatized. You know, you just lose your loved one like that. I think Odalis is probably one of the lucky ones that was still able to go on, you know, to pull her life together and to be the person that she is today. But people went into depression, for example. So there's this book. This book, it lists all of the names of the victims. It features photographs of the pain and trauma that the nation of Cuba went through. And so this is a copy for you, Shane.
Thank you.
A copy for you. And yeah, so it's so important that what Barbados does every year in trying to commemorate this, bring it to the attention of people, the horrors of terrorism, and the fact that you're really talking about the lives of real human beings being impacted, and that is not the world we want. So terrorism is really a scourge that we must all play a part in removing from our world.
And right at the top of the list, Wilfredo Perez. It is a book, and I know you will tell us, Ambassador Comachon, where people can get their hands on a copy of this book. For you, Odalis, talk to us about life for you after you found out your father would have passed so tragically in this crash.
Háblanos un poquito sobre cómo le fue en la vida después de que usted se enteró que su papá haya fallecido en este evento.
Bueno, en la vida y en la vida actual ahora, o sea, porque siempre un padre hace falta. Y yo prácticamente no lo tuve. A los 10 años me lo mataron.
So in life right now, fathers are necessary, and I practically didn't have one because at 10 years old, they killed mine.
Es la presencia también de esa fuerza, o sea, masculina en una casa, en una familia, que no lo tuvimos. Mi papá lo mataron con 36 años.
There's also this the factor of a masculine presence in a home, within the house, within the family, which we didn't have because, again, they killed my dad when he was just 36 years old.
Wow.
Nos privaron, mi mamá tenía 32 años y yo tengo dos hermanos más, 4 años y 2 años. O sea, nos privaron de por vida de tener la presencia de nuestro papá.
And my mother at the time was 32 years old, I had 2 siblings who were 4 and 2 at that time as well, and they deprived us for our entire lives of having a father.
Y hay momentos en la vida de uno que necesita la presencia del padre. Sobre todo allá en Cuba hay momentos donde nos casamos y estamos con nuestros padres, cumpleaños que no pudimos celebrar con nuestros padres, alegrías de una nota en la universidad, de graduarse en la universidad, que no tuvimos tampoco presencia de nuestro padre.
And there were pivotal moments in my life and in our lives as children and growing up, when we would have really felt the necessity for the presence of our father. For example, birthdays, graduations, where we got married, all of those are times which traditionally the presence of one's father is felt to be most necessary.
Y hay decisiones también en la vida que uno tiene que tomar y preguntar también un consejo a un padre y no lo tenemos.
And there are also decisions that one might need to make in life from time to time, and one would appreciate the advice, fatherly advice, and that was also something that was taken from us.
Mi madre se murió de tristeza y también murió en el mes de octubre.
My mom died of sadness, and she also passed away in the month of October.
Que marca mucho la vida también de una familia. Mi madre siempre dijo que ella moría en octubre y murió en octubre, el 29 de octubre. Falleció a los 65 años, pero con mucha tristeza porque la invadió la tristeza, más nunca mi mamá se casó. O sea, vivió para nosotros, para criarnos, éramos niños muy pequeños, pero realmente la tristeza la invadió y falleció también en el mes de octubre.
My mom was invaded by sadness, and she had said that she would die in October, and she did. The 29th of October, she passed away at 65 years old. She never remarried. She lived for us, for her children, but she really was invaded by sadness throughout her life.
Shane, I just want to make the point that we are hearing a personal story of what victimization caused this one family. But you know, the victimization of the nation and people of Cuba sadly continues up to this day. Cuba has been the primary target of terrorism. From the time of the triumph of that Cuban Revolution, Cuba has been subjected to over 700 acts of terrorism, many of them orchestrated and directed by terrorist elements in the territory of the United States of America. And yet, in addition to Cuba being that kind of target of terrorism, then you have the U.S. Placing Cuba on their list of state sponsors of terrorism, supreme irony.
Yes.
And continuing with this blockade of Cuba, imposing these terrible punitive sanctions on this Caribbean country for 62 years now.
And these are some tough situations, but it's always great that we can share the information and hear this personal account this morning here on Morning Barbados, following yesterday's commemoration. Ambassador Comishong, Odalis, Jamal, thank you for coming and sharing with us this morning. We definitely, this is a conversation on CARICOM. And that's why you're so important, Ambassador, to Morning Barbados, so that we could hear these personal accounts of events which have helped to shape our region and help us to rise from the ashes and move forward and look for better. Again, appreciate you and appreciate you, Odalis.
Thank you very much
for coming on Morning Barbados this morning. Thank you for sharing that story. Of course, the commemoration yesterday, and we will share some of the sites right here on Morning Barbados. We'll take a break. When we come back, we will speak to our friends from the League of Friends of the QEH to talk about their 60th anniversary event.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Welcome to Nature's Discount, the ultimate health food store. At Nature's Discount, we have thousands of quality products at great prices.
Hi guys, Dottie here with Nature's Discount, and today we are talking about solar ray, microbiome, probiotics, and why you should be taking them.
And we have well over 3,000 amazing products to help you get healthy.
For your health tips, tune in to CBC TV 8 every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday for Nature's Discount, sponsored by Get Healthy Incorporated.
98.1 The One, your number one party station. With an audience from 18 to 40, we keep you engaged, energized, and entertained. Choose 98.1 FM, The One.
Hey there, it's Mahalia. I want to share something that might be really helpful. If you're feeling anxious, overwhelmed, depressed, or lonely, and have no one to talk to, call Lifeline Barbados. We all face struggles at times in our lives. You're not alone. There's no need to feel ashamed or embarrassed. It's okay to reach out for support. Lifeline Barbados is completely confidential. No one else will know you called. They're there to offer a caring ear and guidance without judgment. And fellas, I want you to know asking for help is a true sign of strength. It takes real courage to reach out. You can also call Lifeline Barbados if you're worried about loved ones who are struggling and you need advice on how to support them. There's a saying, a problem shared is a problem halved, but not everyone has someone they can confide in. That's why Lifeline Barbados exists, to be there for you or someone you care about during tough times. Save this number. Lifeline Barbados is just a call away. Remember, you can reach out whenever you need to talk.
Books open your heart, your mind, and your soul. They are educational, entertaining, inspiring, and motivating. Are you an author of a recent book you want to share? Then Mornin Barbados would love to feature your book in our The Next Chapter segment. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.bb. That's morning without the G. Come and let us turn those pages together.
Morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
20 minutes to 7 on this beautiful Tuesday morning. We had a great conversation to get going here on Mornin Barbados. Commemorative event, sad stories to hear, but it's good that we could always move forward and look ahead to brighter days. And speaking about brighter days, the Queen Elizabeth Hospital's League of Friends, they'll be hosting a special event, an evening of beautiful music. I was trying to do the Ghanaian translation because that's the actual title for the event, but maybe Gilbert E. White, the president of the League of Friends, can help me with that translation. Gilbert, good to have you here on the show.
Thank you, and good morning to you.
So 60 years.
60 years.
So we got to start with this pronunciation because.
Well, please don't do that to me.
Okay, all right.
Dr. Bernadette Farquhar, who coordinated the program, is very responsible for that. Unfortunately, she isn't able to join with us, and it was really dependent upon her to come to explain the Twi language of Ghana.
All right, I'm not going to go there at all, but many people will want to attend this event. At least you should tell them why. And you can also talk about this history. 60 your 60th anniversary, 60 years of having that connection with our hospital.
Yeah, I'm happy to talk about the League because it seemed to be a very guarded secret. On the 1st of November 1965, Mrs. Hyacinth Cummings, the founding member, together with other members that she had co-opted during the year, had their first meeting and to name and inaugurate the League of Friends of the Hospital. It is a voluntary organization. And the 1st of November would have been 1 year after the official opening of the Queen Elizabeth Hospital.
I was actually going to say my maths is, in this age of my life, not the best. Because I was saying, I know the hospital's birthday is actually the 14th of November. We have the 61st anniversary coming up and a number of events around that as well.
Yeah.
So almost close to the first year.
Just 1 year younger.
The anniversary.
Yes.
You formed this organization.
Yeah, well, the organization.
Right, the organization,
yeah.
organization came to fruition, to being.
We have held over the years the motto of lend a helping hand. And that has remained the motto of the hospital. The objectives are three mainly, and that is to foster and encourage public interest in the hospital. Number two would be to provide a service for and on behalf of patients of the hospital. And indeed, the matter of the patients is the main focus and aim of general companionship, sort of the league. And the third, obviously, to help raise funds to assist with equipment, amenities, and extra comforts for the patients.
So let's deal with 1 and 2 before we actually get back to speaking about this, what will be an amazing evening of music. Right. How are you going about achieving objectives 1 and 2, and talk a bit about what is associated with that, what goes into achieving those 2 objectives?
We have what we call service groups. And for example, well, subsequent to COVID, we have not been able to restart the Library on Wheels service. But previous to COVID, we had this service of a Library on Wheels, where we would have books, but mainly of a spiritual and religious nature. And it was a fairly large library that we had. And they had a service group that would go from ward to ward and assist in the reading and that sort of thing, and go back for them. There is also, and we have been able to restart this since COVID, a variety shop trolley service.
Okay.
Yes, and that is items from the shop, mainly toiletries and other things that patients may request. And the patients themselves may not be able to get to the shop. So the service goes from ward to ward, and we sell these items to the patients. And that service at the moment, we can only offer once a week, but we are aiming to have at least a 3 times per week service, because it is, strangely enough, people do not know this, but it is a service that is regularly and often requested. And this would be for patients who can't, as you would appreciate, of course, get down to the shop. Now, the variety shop in the hospital, and strangely, a number of employees of the Queen Elizabeth Hospital may probably go to the shop, but do not know that the shop is under the sort of management and aegis of the League of Friends of the Hospital.
Yeah.
Yes.
I agree. Many people probably take for granted when they go there, affordable prices, they get what they need, but to understand the story and the connection behind the shop.
Do not know.
So it's great to hear the history. It's a eye opener for me as well, because I remember getting that call this week. I was in a meeting, and you were requesting that the special gentleman be the patron for this event.
Yes, for the concert. If you don't mind, just let me continue with the service group thing here.
Of course.
The matter of the general companionship. As is known, a number of the patients in the hospital, there are a number, but not only these people, but have little or no visitation and are left quite alone. Previous to COVID, members of the league will do particular services for them, and these will be services outside of the hospital, where like sometimes they would need to make contact with a member of, I don't know, an attorney or member of family or something like that.
Relative, yeah.
And that was of tremendous help. One does not really understand this until maybe you are placed in a position like that.
Yeah.
And then you understand the importance. The other thing I would want to say here is to the memory of Norma Boyne. She, in the last part of her life, dedicated 50% to music and the other 50% to the League of Friends. And Norma would tell of the experience she has had a number of hospital visits, and the feeling, the lift it gives one when you get a visit. And you can imagine that from evening to evening, people are visiting you, are lying on a bed, and nobody
is coming to
you.
Well,
and that was where the league filled in a lot of places.
The league continues to do some amazing work, continue to push on. Of course, a lot of elder for care who are still housed and warded at our hospital. I think those are the people as well that you will be connecting with.
That's right.
And I'm hoping on this evening of beautiful music, Saturday, October 25th,
yeah.
Frank Cullimore Hall. It starts at 7 p.m. Please go and support what will be another amazing evening. Hopefully you can share some stories with that audience there as well about the work that the League of Friends of the Queen Elizabeth Hospital is doing for those patients, and really a service to Barbadians. Thank you for coming and sharing with us, Gilbert.
Okay.
All the best with the event, and I hope to hear a bit more about the League of Friends. A lot of great stories to tell about how you really serve a community. Thank you, Gilbert.
And thank you very much.
Appreciate your time.
Okay.
Spending some more time with you here, telling you some great stories on Morning Barbados in a few moments.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Week after week, Scold presents exciting reports and documentaries on the most varied topics of our time. Spectacular developments and innovations, lifestyle and trends of tomorrow, mobility and tourism, health news, highlights from art and culture. Each contribution grabs the viewer with extraordinary images and stories, and takes him into fascinating worlds which he experiences here exclusively and up close. We're there when companies and specialists develop super satellites for a global network in space and can look behind the scenes. Scold is a window to everything that is there or is yet to come. Fly with us through time to better understand today and tomorrow. You've always wanted that. Scold, a look into the future.
Our world today is not the world God wants it to be. One of the reasons which will surprise many is that our planet, its governments, and its peoples are all living under the weight of Satan's rule. From the beginning of mankind's existence to today, human history is the written record of what it means to live under the rule of the devil. Yet that rule is coming to an end. and what a difference that will make.
Every Sunday at 9 a.m. on CBC TV 8, tune in for Tomorrow's World, sponsored by the Living Church of God.
The economy.
Good morning to you.
I stand here as the proud chairman of CARICOM, the Caribbean community, recognizing that as a member of the 6th region of Africa, we have come to reclaim our Atlantic destiny.
I came with the spirit of Sandiata, I can never be afraid. I came with the energy of Shaka, you go things see ya crave. I came as the child of my father, I give thanks and praise. And I came with a spiritual armor, make the anointing spray. First of all, make a pour before man proceed. There's a silent war up in DRC. If your poverty porn and the truth you seek, the new Africa was born to fulfill the dream. Can't forget the powers that's instilled in me.
The Guba Awards are coming up, and we're here to tell you all about it. We're joined this morning by Lady Denta Amwateng.
Yes.
I got that right?
You got that perfectly right.
I love it. I love it. A beautiful lady spending some time with us.
Thank you.
Origins from where we, or most of us are from, the land of Ghana. And we are making that and bridging that gap.
Absolutely.
Over the Atlantic. Good to have you here on Morning Barbados.
Thank you so much.
Welcome. I want to say welcome home, but I should be heading there to allow Ghanaians to welcome us back to.
But I feel at home. I mean, you know, it's about the people, right?
Yes.
And we're one people. Our people came from the continent, Africa continent, to the Caribbean. And so when you say home, it truly is home because it's about the people.
Sharing that connection. When you see our Prime Minister, Mia Moore-Morton, speak to the African Union about rebuilding that transatlantic connection, how does that speak to you?
I get goosebumps when I listen to Her Excellency Mia Motley. It inspires the whole Africa continent when she speaks.
Wow.
It really, that's the impact that she has made. I'm not sure if you guys are aware, but in Africa, she has made a huge impact. She is telling us that we are one people, and that's so important. And the Goober Awards is about looking at economically, looking at culturally, and looking at spiritually that connection. And that's why we decided to do the awards in the Caribbean. We've never done it in the Caribbean.
Right.
But our people are here. We talk about trade. We can't have trade if there's no airline. We're doing a chartered flight from Africa, from Ghana to Barbados. And it's not just a flight, it's a symbolic reconnection, you know, and it's a flight that's going to be reconnecting our people and unifying our people.
Okay, before we talk a bit more about that flight, because I want to hear how I can get to Ghana
And
without going through the United Kingdom.
Or the US.
Or the US.
Yes.
Grow, unite,
Yeah.
build Africa. That resonates with us, as does the message of the Prime Minister. How did it come about?
So Goober started 16 years ago. And it started in the UK, where I was raised. I was born in Ghana, left Ghana at the age of 5 to the UK. And growing up, being the only black person in the classroom, getting bullied, being told that I'm not good enough. And even at that stage, when we started Goober in 2009, there was a lot of knife crime with black youths.
Wow.
And so we wanted to have a platform that we could celebrate our people and let people know, that especially the young black people, that you have great role models out there. You can be successful in the diaspora and you can be successful on the continent. And I think it just went crazy, I would say, because then, you know, people weren't not just naming, oh, who inspire you? They'll be like, oh, Bill Gates. No, there are amazing black people that are making waves that you should know about, that can inspire your journey. And so that's how Goober came about.
And you're going to be bringing those stories to what is Guba Barbados 2025.
Yep.
You're connected as well with the Barbados Tourism Management Incorporated,
Yes.
the BTMI.
Yep.
Talk a bit about that connection and the event, where we'll be hosting it, and how can Barbadians attend?
So this event wouldn't be possible without the Prime Minister's office, without BTMI, without Invest Barbados, without NCF, without the Chamber of Commerce, Export Barbados. All of these entities have come together to say, we want to be part of this. We want to support this initiative because it's something that we want. And so that's how it came about. It's on the 10th to the 12th of November at the Wyndham Hotel. It's a 3-day event. We're not just coming to celebrate the awards, celebrate people, but we want to make an impact. We want to leave a legacy. We want to make sure that people in the continent are looking at investment opportunities in the Caribbean. And the Caribbean people are also looking at investment opportunities in Africa. And so day one is looking at the Trade and Investment Conference, looking at fintech, agriculture, manufacturing, the creative economy, the diaspora, the power of the diaspora, and how we can call our people back to build and renew. And then we have a film premiere with a Nigerian actress in the evening. Then on the second day, we're going to go out with Invest Barbados, Export Barbados, to look at investable opportunities on the ground so people can actually see what you can invest in.
Touch and feel.
Touch and feel. And I always say, look, when the diaspora comes back or when you want to go into a country, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You can have companies that are already set up that you can invest in. There are small SMEs that are in Barbados that I've already seen. There's even Tamara. I met this girl, Tamara. She makes candles. Beautiful candles that can be exported out. But guess what? If somebody from the continent comes and invests, that's better than starting a new product, right?
And it's all about working together.
It's all about working together. And I also want to say that, look, people in Africa don't know that if you're in Barbados, you have access to 44 million people.
Exactly, a huge
it's
market.
huge market. Because if you have a product and you send it over here, it can be exported out to 44 million people. So we need to be connecting the people, create those connections and build those unities for us to be able to trade.
And speaking about that connection, you mentioned the flight.
Yes.
That right now they're doing chartered flights.
Yeah.
Or the other option,
Yeah.
go around
Yeah.
the US, go through the UK.
Yeah.
How possible or how soon can we see a direct flight between Barbados
Yeah.
and Ghana and
Yeah.
Accra? Can you answer that?
I can. I know that the PM has been an advocate for this. It's something that I know that some of the Nigerian airlines are working on this. I know that AfriExim, who's one of our partners, is also championing this. And so I believe, if not this year, definitely next year, there would be some type of regular flights. But I also believe that this charter flight that we're doing from Accra to Barbados is going to break that chain.
I know you mentioned November 10th.
Yeah.
3 days.
Yeah.
There must be pre-events. November 10th, now you've built that excitement.
Yeah.
There must be some way that we can connect with Guba before we get to November.
Absolutely.
This is October, 7th?
Yes.
We have a whole month and a few days. How can we connect with Guba and really build that momentum as we get into what will be an amazing conference?
So, you can connect with us via our website, GubaAwards.com. I'm also on Instagram, Denta_show or Guba Awards on Instagram. But we are, just because, I might not be here in Barbados, I have a team here. I have Invest Barbados, I have VTMI. And we are encouraging every person that is from Barbados to attend this event. Do not lose out on this opportunity. People in the Caribbean, this is the time for us to unify our relationship and learn more about each other. And I think that's where the growth comes from.
Listen, I would like to talk to you all, Mornin, because you're really getting me excited about what will be an amazing event, the Wyndham Grand, on November the 10th. You can get connected, of course, GubaAwards.com. You can go there and see the nominees, the 2025 nominees.
Yeah.
You can also book a package at the Guba Awards. That's GubaAwards.com /book package. There you see it, an all-inclusive package you can book to be a part of the Guba Awards at what is an amazing resort, the Wyndham Grand. And you can also check them out on Instagram at Guba Awards, Guba Awards. You type that in and you can find out a bit more, a lot more really,
Yeah.
about what will be an amazing event, a chance for Barbadians to connect with our heritage, to connect with our homeland, Ghana, and find out a bit more about how you can invest in really the future. A huge market, as you mentioned, over in Ghana.
Huge market. And we have special packages for people, local people in Barbados. So it's not the same price that you're seeing on the website, because I believe that we need to get more of the people to attend. And so when you do go on the website, if you email us on info@gooberawards.co.uk, we're slashing it right down so that we can get more people to come. If you want to exhibit as well, there's an opportunity for you to exhibit. But we want more people to come so that you can connect with your people.
Lady Danta, we appreciate that you could wake up this morning so early. It's very hard for me.
It's very hard for you.
It is very. You see me here. This will be 2 weeks of waking up early on the morning to share these types of stories. I appreciate it.
And I brought you Ghana chocolate all the way from Ghana. You know, Ghana produces one of the largest cocoa. And this is made in Ghana chocolate, just for you.
Thank you. I appreciate
You're
this.
very welcome.
I will have this with my breakfast.
Good.
Just after 8. But we appreciate you. Hope to see you again right here on the show so that you can keep that, building that excitement and momentum as we get ready for Gooba 2025 right here in Barbados. Appreciate you, Lady Denta. Hope to see a lot more of you. And of course, you, our viewers, we'll keep you informed right here on Morning Barbados. Just after 7, time for some news.
If you know me very well, you know that Africans in Africa and Africans living in the Caribbean connecting to each other is very important to me. That is why I'm super excited the fact that this year's Gooba is right in the heart of the Caribbean, Barbados, on the 10th to 12th of November. Listen, there's going to be a conversation and I'm going to be part of the panel, and I just want you to register just to be there, because we need to show you how to invest back home. And who else for you to get the better advice from? Your one and only Wanda Maya. See you in Barbados. Thank you.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
The economy of a country can be likened to the engine room of a factory, the place where the pistons stroke and the wheels turn. And as with a factory, the end result of this exercise is a product. In the case of a factory, it might be an item of clothing or a food or some other product that make our lives satisfying. With an economy, the product is the aggregate of all the goods and services produced in the country, and it's identified by its monetary value as the gross domestic product, GDP. Gross meaning the sum total, and domestic meaning within your own environment. Economic terms can be difficult for the average Joe, but if we are to understand the workings of the national economy, we must have a grasp of these terms.
Some ask, what makes Barbados so special? We at
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Time for some news now, and we're hearing that the Barbados Defence Force and the Barbados Police Service have joined forces under a new training initiative that gives soldiers powers of arrest while on joint duty. The move follows recent amendments to the Police Act. Or Denise Roberts has more on this story.
The grounds of St. Anne's Fort were the backdrop as members of the Barbados Defence Force and the Barbados Police Service came together for the official opening of their joint training program, the first since the Police Act was amended to allow Defence Force personnel powers of arrest while supporting the police. Chief of Staff of the Barbados Defence Force, Brigadier General Carlos Lovell, says the training allowed both sides to operate seamlessly in accordance with the law.
The commencement of this certification course represents both a historic and a strategic step forward, a practical expression of cooperation between our military and our police that has been decades in the making. It is a historic moment. This course has been made possible by the recent amendments to the Police Act, a landmark change that now grants specific powers to members of the Defence Force while in operation with members of the Barbados Police Service.
These sessions will focus on law enforcement procedures, ensuring soldiers and police officers work side by side effectively during joint operations. Deputy Commissioner of Police Owen Boyce told the law enforcement officials to be fair in their operations.
Your safety is sacrosanct. You cannot do anything unless you secure yourself. If you want to secure others, you must secure yourself. And we recognize too that to perform the duties, we have been granted legal and moral rights to use force, and you are expected to be reasonable in its application. Now, what is reasonableness and what is the application of force? And what is excessive? Those are things that I believe you would have exposure to in the upcoming weeks in the program.
Acting Assistant Commissioner of Police Barry Hunt, in charge of special operations in the Barbados Police Service, encouraged participants to become familiar with the Constitution.
I invite you, however, or urge you to make it your business as participants and students to learn the provisions of Chapter 3 of our country Constitution verbatim. Read it and learn it as you learn the different chapters in your Bible, which I'm sure is quite easy for you. So make Chapter 3 of the Constitution of our country your Bible during this journey and going forward.
The joint training runs for several weeks and will involve both classroom and field exercises. Deanne Roberts, CBC News.
A call being made this morning for the reinstatement of hand radios in emergency vehicles in Barbados. The Barbados Citizens Band Radio Association is renewing its push for better communication systems as it marks its 50th anniversary later this year. Veteran radio communications specialist Ranley Chandler says hand radios continue to play a vital role in disaster preparedness and emergency response. Trevor Thorpe reports.
Veteran radio communications specialist Randy Chandler is emphasizing the critical importance of having two people in each emergency response vehicle during disaster operations. He says this ensures continuous communication and coordination, key factors that can make the difference between life and death. Mr. Chandler says effective communication and collaboration facilitate timely responses, better resource allocation, and faster decision-making during emergencies.
But with a radio, it's a one-way conversation. So you put the microphone to your mouth, you answer the person, and you put it down and listen to their reply. Somebody else might cut in, and you might not have another chance to talk for about 20 minutes, which time you'll be traveling along the road free of any obstructions. So it's just for somebody in authority to say, okay, well, we know what these guys are doing. They're competent. They know what they're doing. And we know this for years. It's 50 years now. And I don't recall of any of our members ever getting in an accident using a microphone or the radio.
Mr. Chandler says the addition of the new communications vehicle strengthens the Barbados Citizens Band Radio Association's response capabilities.
Well, it means that we can provide a service as well to the Department of Emergency Management, which will cover what they have there in case anything happens and there's a power outage or so. A lot of our equipment are battery controlled. We have agencies who donated batteries. We have someone who donated a power bank, and all of those things will continue for us to operate for longer periods of time. And we'll be able to feed information from any part of the island because we have repeaters set up across the island where we can communicate across the island.
He says the organization is looking to attract new members as it moves to improve.
We're actually into the schools as well. Hilda Scheme was one of the schools, and all those kids up there were brilliant. They're very good. We went to Welch's Primary, and DM has called and we want another session with for Welch's Primary. The school in St. Lawrence as well, St. Lawrence Primary I think it is. We'd have to go back up there. So we're broadening our aspects, and look at me, you can see that I'm not 2 years young. So we're trying to bring persons in and start them early in the training. Those who like radio want to get involved so that we can replenish our stock all the time.
Mr. Chandler says continuous training and retraining form the foundations for the association's next 50 years, ensuring members stay updated with new technologies and best practices in radio communications. Trevor Thorpe for the Business Report.
I want to say good morning to students at the Lodge School who have been encouraged to stay hydrated and take better care of their health. It comes as the school received a new water station from Hydrate Caribbean, an initiative aimed at promoting wellness and environmental responsibility. We hear again from Denzel Roberts.
The Lodge School is pouring new life into the way students think about hydration. A new hydration project at the school is aiming to reduce plastic waste while promoting healthy habits among students. That donation of a modern water station has been installed by Hydrate Caribbean. Sheridan Graves, sales coordinator at Newport Water, speaks to the initiative.
Today marks phase 2 of the school water station project. We're here at the Lodge School, and this marks the beginning of phase 2 where we have our installation of the water station. 13 other schools are receiving water stations as well. So far we've done 4 others at Frederick Smith. We did Allen School, Darrell Jordan, and Ellerslie, and this marks the beginning of phase 2. This system is a fully bottle-less system. It does not need to be refilled. It does not produce any plastic waste, and it produces chilled, purified water so that the students can stay refreshed during these hot days that we're having.
Principal of the school, Stephen Jackman, says this will encourage children to drink more water and at the same time reduce waste.
I would suggest to them that they fill their bottles during non-contact periods, during break periods, so that they have water to drink all during the day. During the afternoon, some of these classrooms can get extremely hot, and before they had to run to the canteen to buy water, now they have a ready source of water.
One of the sponsors for this is the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Sister Wendy Beeman says this project aligns perfectly with their mission, caring for the earth and helping young people live responsibly.
And this is one of the projects that was chosen because it helps encourage the health of the people here in Barbados, and especially with the secondary school children that need to change their habits so their children's habits will change. And the church is very happy to be part of this very healthy initiative to lessen the amount of trash from the plastic bottles of people buying water and have free access to cold filtered water, especially in the schools.
Dwight Edgell, manager treasurer at the Barbados Diabetes Foundation, says with the high rate of diabetes in Barbados, teaching healthy hydration early can make a difference for life. The foundation is also a sponsor.
We're trying to entice the young Barbadians to move away from the soft drink culture and to appreciate what we have, the best water in the world. And what that does, it gives you a sense of well-being that you can buck the trend that has been set for us by people who didn't really see what our life would be at this stage. When my granny and they all were in their prime and working so hard, it was quite easy to burn the calories of a soft drink. But in today's world where we have a sedentary lifestyle and sedentary jobs and everything else, from the bed to the car to work to home, this is a necessity, which is to change that water, to have that water approach as central in your everyday consumption.
The head boy and head girl were the first to fill their bottles, symbolizing a fresh, healthy start for the entire student body. Deanza Roberts, CBC News.
Sports time now. Defending champions UWI Blackbirds can secure their spot in the round of 16 of the Prime Minister's Cup with victory tonight. In their final preliminary game in Group E, Blackbirds are on top of the group with 4 points, one ahead of Lodge Road and Technique. Tonight's doubleheader at the Glebe sees the Blackbirds and Lodge Road in a top-of-the-table clash at 9 p.m., while at 7 p.m. it will be Bagatelle versus Technique. Meanwhile, Weymouth Wales and Whitehall Titans are already through to the round of 16. They're both unbeaten in Group F after the latest games at Orange Hill when the Wales team defeated Deacons and Titans beat Parish Land. And more boys reports.
We pick up the action deep into the second half. Whitehall Titans in the orange tops taking on Parish Land. 83 minutes and counting on the clock. Shot from distance here, not too far away. This was a game where both teams squandered a few goal-scoring opportunities, and the keepers came to the rescue. Nice movement from Parishland's captain, Jamal Watson-Cummins, and the cutback is better, but the finish is straight at the keeper. The 90 minutes were up, and it was into stoppage time where this game was heading for a stalemate with the fat lady warming up her vocal cords. But there was late drama. Alexander Pitcher sang the lullaby for Whitehall to Parishland, producing the winner in time added on, as Whitehall snatched a late win to secure their round of 16 spot. Final score, Whitehall 1, Parishland 0. Second encounter on the night, a must-win for Deacons in the fluorescent green against Weymouth Wales. 13 minutes on the board, and Wales opened the scoring. Elijah Downey from distance passed the keeper in a hurry. Wales 1, Deacons 0. A few minutes later, Wales doubled their lead. Akil Appaway hangs it up at the back post, and Downey was there to collect his second. Wales cruising at 2-0. However, Deacons got a lifeline midway through the first half. Kimar Watson heads it home. Wales 2, Deacons 1. But any thoughts of a Deacons comeback were short-lived. Corner from Downey is met with a glancing header from Super Mario Williams. Wales regain their 2-goal cushion. And they got a fourth in the second half. Substitute Kobe Katamirs joins the party. Wales defeating Deacons 4-1. And Mark Goodrich Boyce, CBC Sports.
Great reporting there. Of course, we got more news to come. I'm talking about breaking stuff from the National Council of Substance Abuse and the Barbados Pharmaceutical Council as we talk about some new drugs and old drugs in new packaging. We will tell you what you need to look out for here on Mornin Barbados.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Yes, this is a discussion that you will need to hear, especially if you're concerned about some of these things that are selling on the streets like normal in packaging that may seem safe and safe for your consumption, and they're really not. That's why we have Troy Wickham from the National Council on Substance Abuse. He's the deputy manager there. He's been busy in the media educating people about what to look out for, and Bandele Serrano as well, president of the Barbados Pharmaceutical Council. So the NCSA has issued a warning after seizing products like Royal Honey Delta. So I want you to get that name in your psyche. Royal Honey Delta being sold by at least one local vendor, and I can tell you it's more than one. And we'll get into that shortly. These items labeled with banned substances such as THC and HHC pose serious health risks and may lead to criminal charges. The announcement came as part of a new early warning system, Drug Alert, aimed at tackling emerging drug threats in the community. So we saw this story recently in the media right here on CBC. We shared it with you in our news because we want to keep you informed about these dangerous substances. Mr. Wickham, Mr. Serrano, good to have both of you on. I'll start with you, Deputy Manager Wickham. Talk to us about this Royal Honey Delta. What do we need to look for?
Good morning, Shane. Good morning, Barbados. It's important that we have this discussion this morning as it relates to the royal jelly. First, I must say it's very dangerous, basically, for persons to be consuming these products. One, they're synthetic cannabinoids. And let me explain what a synthetic cannabinoid is.
You may need to slow down on this because...
Yes, I will be very slow and very, very precise.
Right.
Let me say, synthetic cannabinoids are cannabinoids which are derived from the cannabis plant. They're chemically modified. In simple terms, they are basically the THC of the plant, which is the bud of the cannabis plant, which some chemicals are added, one, to divert the legal or the judicial system to make them what we call legal.
Okay.
Legal, but they're harmful. They have the same effects of what we call illegal cannabis. However, they are new to the market. So scientifically, when persons consume these products, one, toxicology test in some instances does not detect. You can't predict the adverse effects of using these chemicals, which make them very dangerous, especially for young persons.
So talk about some of these adverse effects. What will people experience if they consume these substances according to your research?
Hallucination, dry mouth. It may cause some persons, in some instances, basically to convulse, shake. It may actually cause persons to experience dizziness, dry mouth. In some instances, there have been reports of persons actually reporting to A&Es. And one, they do not know why they're there. They cannot explain the feelings they're having, and medical practitioners do not know how to treat them. And that is a cause for concern for us.
The Barbados Pharmaceutical Council has also been monitoring this situation. Mr. Serrano, you're the president. Chairman.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, that's okay. Talk to us about watching what is happening and looking out for these substances.
Right. I think, thanks again. Typically, the council's role is to ensure that the medicines we get, this is prescription, over the counter, whatever, do what they're supposed to do. Okay, and in that we will issue, we put them in different areas, different schedules and so on. Also, the council also looks after those who dispense these medicines, the pharmacists. So we make sure that there's a trained professional with good medicine to ensure that the public gets the best effect with the medicines. So there are laws which enables the council to do what it's supposed to do. We have the Drug Abuse Act, we have the Pharmacy Act. So the thing about the cannabis in all forms, any part of cannabis is considered prescription only. Any form. The leaf, the resin. So some of the things you looked at, the HHC, so you mentioned there, that comes from the resin. So automatically, therefore, then, it's even though they may try to circumvent the law and come with something different, our law is different. Obviously, each territory has its own laws. So it's not, we don't have a wild west here. We have laws here that will protect the public, right? So our law states that any part of the plant is considered prescription only, which means, therefore, that a registered doctor has to be the one to prescribe that for you.
So you should not be buying this just from any store or over the counter or anything.
It shouldn't even be here, right? And obviously now the question may be asked, but how does it get here?
Yeah.
Now obviously the council has officers who work extremely well and extremely hard to ensure what comes in the country. So what they will work with the customs and work with the FedEx and DHL. In fact, what really happens in this country is that whenever drugs come here, they're supposed to have a green line. That means that you don't keep them back. But when they land here, the inspectors are alerted, and they tell customs, well, no, we know what that is, so yes, it can come. No, it can't come. But if you bring a suitcase, well, you know what's going to happen there.
So we have a new early warning system, drug alert, aimed to stem the tide of these things flowing into the country. Talk a bit about this system and how it worked in detecting this drug, this Royal Honey Delta.
Okay, the early warning system was created back in 2019 to be exact. It's a mechanism designed to disseminate information on what we call new psychoactive substances or new ways of using old drugs in Barbados. The system is made have persons work from the supply control side of things, which is mainly law enforcement, the Barbados Drug Service, agencies such as the Pharmacy Council, etc. And we have also agencies from the treatment side of stuff like the NCSA, the Substance Abuse Foundation, Psychiatric Hospital. We monitor the drug landscape of Barbados, and persons report. That's why I'm here. I'm encouraging all Barbadians. If you come across anything that you suspect is causing a psychoactive or psychotropic effect to a person consuming, report it. Call the NCSA. Feel free to reach out to the Barbados Drug Service. Feel free to reach out to the Pharmacy Council. We are here to help. I don't see ourselves as the drug police, to make that clear, or the fun police, stopping persons from having fun.
Right.
But we want persons to understand that we're here to protect the public, and we see these drugs as a threat to public health. And it's important to note this. When persons consume products that they do not know what they're consuming, then you have an adverse effect, and you present to the QEH, the A&E, anywhere. Persons must know what you're consuming so they can treat you.
Indeed.
And we have been hearing reports of persons, for instance, stripping naked, persons, what we call, young people call wilding out. And they don't know where they're wilding out. Maybe they're consuming products like these.
And it is interesting because you mentioned drugs. This is just one of them. Are there any others that you're seeing that you're concerned about? And you mentioned old drugs in new packaging.
Yes. And it is important in this particular instance. If you look at the packaging, they're pretty.
Yeah.
Very pretty. And we can see they're trying to target young persons. And they're being sold over the counter. So you can walk into any random retail store, any random maybe consumer store, corner shop, and take these things off the shelf. God knows, an 11-year-old child and a 9-year-old child is candy. The packaging is attractive. And they may use these products. And that in itself is a challenge. So we want persons to be on the lookout for packages like these, substances like these. And we have seen methamphetamine on island. The early warning system issued an alert in 2023 about the presence of methamphetamine on island. And we also saw in 2023 synthetic cannabinoids, which is the full synthetic cannabinoids, which are basically chemicals. And I can say the two synthetic cannabinoids which were discovered in 2023 caused deaths in Europe and the United States.
And we don't want to see that happening here at all.
At all.
If I can just add something, because 2 points were made. And let me be frank, people are consuming the drugs. And like Troy said, the council, let me wear my other hat now as a pharmacist. We're not police either, right? But we are the drug experts on the island. You have them here, right? Paho has said that within 15 minutes you're going to find a pharmacy. So that means you have at your access experts. It's not our job to tell you not to smoke. We have our own personal views, but that's not our job. Our job is to ensure that you get a proper experience because you take other medicines as well. Now, a lot of people don't know that you shouldn't really be using cannabis and Panadol together. Nobody knows that. Panadol is something so innocuous. You don't know that. Yeah. We know that as a pharmacist. If you're going to smoke, talk to your pharmacist. Not because somebody messed you take.
Listen, it's so interesting you say that. Listen, I depend on my pharmacist. I've been having trouble sleeping. I went to the pharmacist and he said, listen, I need something to help me to sleep because it ain't happening. It ain't happening. And he was able to guide me along that path. I will say this. Pharmacists do give you good advice.
You want to say that again? Say it again.
Shout out to the pharmacy,
man.
On, pharmacists, as you said, you're being frank, and I am too, you know. You do give some good advice, and when you can say that connect smoking and Panadol and saying that they should not go together.
Yeah, so you speak to your pharmacist, you may have hypertension, and you will have been told, man, use some of this, it will have to calm you and keep you calm a bit, but it will stop your hypertensive medicine from working. So there's a whole, you may be taking a drug to make your blood flow a little easier. Cannabis or CBD affects that as well.
Deputy Manager Wickham, so you're going to take the message into the schools, I'm sure, to make sure that young people know that they shouldn't be going near this because it may still be on shelves somewhere.
Yes, it's important for us to, like what we're doing today, increase our public awareness surrounding any new psychoactive substance on island. And we have been in schools already, spreading the word, letting persons be aware of the harms and dangers.
And what the young people saying?
Wow, interesting. We have been hearing things that young person say, I saw it on the shelf. I saw my friend with that. And it's concerning. Yes, we have heard that. We have heard that. We have heard that. So I'm asking all parents, all adults to be on the lookout for substances such as these and read the labels. And it's important to note, when you see young persons being attracted to a product, pay attention.
Yeah.
Pay attention.
Listen, I want our producers inside to show that product on the screen again, showing parents what to look out for. If you see your children with this, please take it away. It is an illegal substance. The NCSA issuing a warning after seizing these products, Royal Honey Delta, being sold here in Barbados. These items labeled with banned substances such as THC and HHC pose serious health risks. You heard the Deputy Manager of the National Council on Substance Abuse go through some of the serious effects leading some people to our accident and emergency department. So the early warning system working to detect these. Thank you, Troy Wickham, for sharing with us. He's the Deputy Manager of the National Council on Substance Abuse. Always on point as far as finding these drugs wherever they are and alerting the public. Again, thank you for your efforts. And Bandela Serrano, President of the Barbados Pharmaceutical Council, please listen to your pharmacists. They have good advice. Trust me. I can tell you they have some good advice. Thank you, gentlemen, for sharing with us this morning.
Thank you.
Listen, we're going to take you to fashion now. Fashion Week in New York. A lot of action happening there. I tried to do a little thing, but we will see how we can up the game right here on Mornin Barbados. Don't go anywhere.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Some ask, what makes Barbados so special? We at Mornin Barbados say it's you, our exceptional youth. You are talented, resilient, and inspirational. You are the epitome of the Barbadian spirit, testing the boundaries of your creativity. If you are an entrepreneur, artist, baker, designer, author, or have done anything you think should be highlighted, email us at morninbarbados@cbc.bb. Let us show the world our exceptional Bajan youth.
From the beautiful shores of the gem of the Caribbean, Barbados, home of the amazing Harrison's Cave, the tantalizing Oystins Bay Garden, our historic garrison, the indigenous road tennis, and the friendliest people in the world. We are 94.7 FM, the ultimate Bajan experience.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Affairs segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.bb, and together we will travel the world.
God will not give you a job. God will not call you to do something and then not give you the capacity to have it, to make it happen. He will give you the resources. He'll give you the people. Not only will He equip you with ideas, but He will equip you with favor, as He did Nehemiah.
Turn on the latest episode of Infinite Possibilities, only on CBC TV8, every Sunday at 1:30 p.m., sponsored by Covenant Life Teaching Center.
Welcome to Nature's Discount, the ultimate health food store. At Nature's Discount, we have thousands of quality products at great prices.
Hi guys, Dottie here with Nature's Discount, and today we are talking about Solar Ray, microbiome, probiotics, and why you should be taking them.
And we have well over 3,000 amazing products to help you get healthy.
For your health tips, tune in to CBC TV8 every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday for Nature's Discount, sponsored by Get Healthy Incorporated.
98.1 The One, your number one party station. With an audience from 18 to 40, we keep you engaged, energized, and entertained. Choose 98.1 FM, The One.
Hey there, it's Mahalia. I want to share something that might be really helpful. If you're feeling anxious, overwhelmed, depressed, or lonely, and have no one to talk to, call Lifeline Barbados. We all face struggles at times in our lives. You're not alone. There's no need to feel ashamed or embarrassed. It's okay to reach out for support. Lifeline Barbados is completely confidential. No one else will know you called. They're there to offer a caring ear and guidance without judgment. And fellas, I want you to know asking for help is a true sign of strength. It takes real courage to reach out. You can also call Lifeline Barbados if you're worried about loved ones who are struggling and you need advice on how to support them. There's a saying, a problem shared is a problem halved, but not everyone has someone they can confide in.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Time to go to New York. Some of our local designers are recently there for New York Fashion Week, and you'll see, hopefully, some of those amazing designs that would have hit the stage. Some of our local designers, they're here, one virtually as well. So let me welcome to the set Mikael Gibbons. He's a designer for Mac Geos.
Hey, good morning.
I got that right?
Yes, please.
All right, Mac Geos. So you need to get familiar with these brands and these, I like to call them ways of life, because fashion is really a way of life. Gaynelda Grazette is here with me as well from Kudos Designs. And online we have Xavier Walker. He's a co-founder of the Caribbean Fashion Collective. It's really interesting to hear about that as well, this fashion collective. So let's start with you, Gaynelda and Mikael. Ladies first, let's talk about New York Fashion Week and all that was involved in bringing Barbadian designs to the New York runway.
Yes, please. So we went to New York Fashion Week on the 13th of September. So go and represent
Wonderful month.
Barbados. And I did a wearable art collection. It was actually
wearable art.
Wearable art. Yes, please. So my collection.
You can get to see some of this. I want wearable art. All right, go ahead.
So my collection was actually made out of hair.
Okay.
It was a tribute to
so
black hair.
wearing hair?
Yes, please.
I mean, not on your head.
Not on your head. Yes, it was both male and female, and I showcased. It was basically a tribute to black hair. So yes, hopefully you will get to see some.
I really hope it too, because I want to be able to show our viewers or those online and here in Barbados, you know, what innovative type of fashion that we're really bringing to the runway. Mikael, for you, so what was it? Gaynelda has wearable hair. I want to see it. What are you bringing? It can be hard to top that though. I tell you, it can be hard to top.
I think all is wearable art. Mine would be a combination of female formal wear and male formal wear. So I specialize in bespoke, creating stuff, suits for men, and then like wedding dresses for women.
That's lovely, man. That's great stuff. Xavier, what about you and the Fashion Collective? What are you bringing to the stage?
So my name is Xavier. I'm the founder and CEO of Caribbean Fashion Collective. So we basically perform or have the platform to give these designers opportunity to shine, not just locally but also internationally.
Okay. All right. So we aren't seeing the fashion as yet, but talk a bit about the experience, Gay and Elder. What was it like to share the stage with some of your contemporaries from Barbados and across the region?
It was very eye-opening. It was very exciting as well because as a wearable art designer, as you was surprised, it is something that's not really known here in Barbados. So to be able to go and showcase internationally was a major step. And then we also basically made history because the Caribbean Fashion Collective was a full Caribbean experience for the first time.
Nice.
Right? So
we're talking about countries,
yes,
Barbados, who else?
Jamaica was there. There was a girl of Haiti descent, right? Yes. So, and this is here at the bottom.
Okay, so tell us what we're seeing here. This is you, Gay and Elder?
Yes, please.
This is here?
Yeah, at the bottom you can see the hemline.
Yes.
Yes. So as wearable art, you really want to be able to wear the clothing. So you wouldn't be able to guess. You wouldn't be able to guess the clothing just by looking at it. So when I started pointing out what's the parts of the hair, everybody's always like, well, I didn't realize that I was here. So that's actually here around the bottom where it's crocheted into the dress.
How did you learn to do that? Where did you get this experience from?
In the pandemic, I was switching and I had, and then the first thing I made was actually a dress out of banana leaves. I just wake up one day and could do it.
So we have to have Gay and Elder back. I want to see these banana leaves. I want to touch and feel that beautiful gown with, as you said, what type of hair?
Well,
let me get specific now.
There is different kinds of hair. I use Afro. I actually had an Afro. This is an Afro jacket where I use Afro kinky hair. So the jacket actually is here.
Only here?
Yes, where it's
with
mimicking. Yes, with a zip. So it's supposed to mimic black people's Afro because I wanted to highlight each part of the collection was actually a different hair. It's still depicting black hair because I feel like we had so much pressure on us from the time we was young, to dye free and lay our hair to the side and know that people are embracing our hair. Correct. So now I wanted to really bring that to life and showcase how beautiful our hair is as black people,
Yeah. Let's go to Xavier online. When you see these designs taking the runway by storm, how do you feel? And in terms of actually having the experience and being there firsthand, what was that feeling like for you?
Honestly, because before the show, I saw none of the designs. I told my team I don't want to see design. I told Gail and I told Markel, I don't want to see the design until the day of the show because I want to be blown away. And to be honest with you, every single designer is in the room, including the two sitting beside you right now. The design was phenomenal, it was fantastic. And to the point where Gail started crying, I was like, why is she crying? I'm like, I didn't do anything. It was such an awesome moment where we couldn't believe we just made history, where we got featured in Elle Magazine, Harper's Bazaar, Marie Claire, just to name a few publications, just to spotlight, our local emerging designers.
And I imagine, Mikhail, this is a launching pad. This is just the beginning of a new journey for Barbadian fashion on the international scene.
Yeah, it is. Because to me, it's a lot. There's a lot of pressure. There's a lot happening at one time. Because when we got the invite, wasn't too sure if we were going to make it, finances wise and stuff. But everything came true, coming on to the end. And I honestly believe this is a pathway for other future Barbadian designers. Because the art is a very funny art, whereas it's not a lot of people are interested in it because they don't see where it could go. Mm-hmm. You will say, okay, you can't get far in this. You can't. Nothing really don't happen.
This is you, Mikhail?
Yes, please.
Okay, so what are we seeing here?
So here is a bespoke suit. So we got a range of colors. Some will be from the range of black to red.
Like this one.
Yeah.
This one is a vibe.
Thank you. Some of these are past pieces from pageants I would have had, working on shows such as Spirit of the Nation.
And I see you, these are some international models here that you're working with as well.
Yeah, all of them.
What was that experience like, actually getting to work with some who may be legends in the field?
Yeah. They love the outfits. I would say they love the outfits. So as soon as I got backstage, I was trying to put them in the outfits.
This one is what I'm seeing here?
Yeah, yes, please.
Right with, okay.
Yeah.
So I'm seeing this live and direct here on the set. It's amazing.
Yeah, thank
Popping red. They say that we are not good with colors. Am I right? This is red?
Yeah, it is red. It's red.
All right.
It's red.
You could never be sure.
So a lot of the models were fighting for certain looks because they saw something they really wanted.
Okay.
You know.
So the models have a say in how they want to feature on stage as well.
Not too much of a say. Just they'll see somebody get put in the outfit, but I wish I had it. You know, stuff like that. Especially with women too. Women will be like, how to say, if they can't get the dress, like if they can't fit, it'd be very sad. So it'd be really sad. I just feel for them, you know.
So what's next for Team Barbados, the fashion collective especially? Of course, I'm thinking that you want more exposure and to do this more. Mikel, you mentioned that money can be sometimes an issue, having that funding to support this dream for the fashion collective. What do you see happening next, and how can we have an avenue to possibly better support and fund the dreams of our local fashion designers?
I would say it's beyond that we at least went.
Oh, that was. Oh, sorry. I didn't know it was for me. I'm so sorry.
That's all right, Xavier.
One thing I must say is good to invest in local talents because, to be honest, there, as Markel mentioned, there was a huge challenge to get funding for both him and Gena to come here just to be a part of New Fashion Week because number one, yes, we are new, but at the end of the day, me and my co-founders has been producing shows for the past 5 years, which is a total of 10 seasons in the fashion industry. So what we say next is invest in local designer because at the end of the day, there is a market for everybody and there's money to be made for, pretty much your country in terms of like producing, manufacturing for clothes or etc. Because let's be frank, everybody needs clothes and without designers, you have no clothes. So I would say just invest in local talents because at the end of the day, as you can see, one thing I must say, Genela and Markel never gave up. They fought all the way through, decided they're going to be here, and they did made it for Fashion Week, and they did made a history with CFC.
Well, people are more involved in their aesthetic now, in their look, and I'm telling you, there's an industry and there's a market, not only here in Barbados, but that local fashion designers can tap into across the region and beyond. Congratulations, well done. I hope to see more of your designs on other runways across the world. I know the Europe fashion scene is big, so probably that could be the next pursuit. But congratulations again. And thank you for coming and sharing with us all of the great designs, especially here. Looking forward to see more of those live. Maybe you can do a runway in here again on Mornin Barbados. Thank you guys for coming and share with us.
Thank you.
Appreciate your time. Mornin Barbados will be back in a few moments.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Hey there, it's Mahalia. I want to share something that might be really helpful. If you're feeling anxious, overwhelmed, depressed, or lonely and have no one to talk to, call Lifeline Barbados. We all face struggles at times in our lives. You're not alone. There's no need to feel ashamed or embarrassed. It's okay to reach out for support. Lifeline Barbados is completely confidential. No one else will know you called. They're there to offer a caring ear and guidance without judgment. And fellas, I want you to know asking for help is a true sign of strength. It takes real courage to reach out. You can also call Lifeline Barbados if you're worried about loved ones who are struggling and you need advice on how to support them. There's a saying, a problem shared is a problem halved, but not everyone has someone they can confide in. That's why Lifeline Barbados exists, to be there for you or someone you care about during tough times. Save this number. Lifeline Barbados is just a call away. Remember, you can reach out whenever you need to talk.
Books open your heart, your mind, and your soul. They are educational, entertaining, inspiring, and motivating. Are you an author of a recent book you want to share? Then Mornin Barbados would love to feature your book in our The Next Chapter segment. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.bb. That's morning without the G. Come, and let us turn those pages together.
Week after week, Scald presents exciting reports and documentaries on the most varied topics of our time. Spectacular developments and innovations, lifestyle and trends of tomorrow, mobility and tourism, health news, highlights from art and culture. Each contribution grabs the viewer with extraordinary images and stories and takes him into fascinating worlds which he experiences here exclusively.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
So an opportunity for more health and wellness coming up very soon, and we're going to talk to a man, a community activist, practitioner and sportsman who has been really promoting what is physical activity in his community. I'm talking about David Dottie Oxley. Let me get that name right. David Dottie Oxley joins us here on Morning Barbados. Again, no stranger to the couch. And you know what? He has a 5K road race. There's also walking involved for those who can't run. David, good to have you back on the show. Talk to us about what you're doing and or you could remind our viewers a bit about who is the man, Dottie, David Oxley from My Lord's Hill.
Okay. Well, good morning, Barbados. Good morning, the rest of the world. My name is David Oxley. I am the organizer or the founder of the My Lord's Hill Community 5K Walk Run. And we also have a 2K for the children.
2K for the children. Yeah. So you're getting everyone involved, all the family involved. Why did you decide to keep pushing events like these in your community of My Lord's Hill?
We got to continue to play sports and keep sports alive. Sports bring people together better than anything else. Sports connect the people together, so that's why I continue to take part in sports and do things in the community sports-wise.
So you're still playing sports. What sports is Dottie most well known for?
Well, I play for Benfica, football. I like road racing, ran a couple marathons before. You understand? I play tennis, football, cricket.
When you say tennis, you got to qualify it. As a person, I played road tennis, I played table tennis, I played what we in Barbados call lawn tennis, which is tennis. So you got to qualify it.
I play a piece of road tennis already. You understand? I play table tennis too. You understand? I get a chance with lawn tennis yet.
Okay.
But I play road tennis and table tennis.
All very taxing games. All very taxing games. But you're right. You got to continue to promote health and wellness through exercise among the young and the young at heart.
Yeah.
So you're doing this race. Talk to us about the logistics. Where are we starting from as far as the 5K is concerned? You know, get people ready.
Well, the 2K, we'll start with 2K because that's the first race on the day.
Okay.
That start
and that one is for the children.
For the children, right. So we have, we're going to start on Highway 4. And we're going to run till...
You can't do Highway 4. You can't do... I always tell people landmarks.
Okay.
Landmarks.
Okay. We're going to start just in front of the National Sports Council. Right. And we're going to run towards Liquid Village. We're going to go through the top gap, which is Odessa McLean.
I like that.
Come out through...
Go through the top gap.
Right. The top gap, or Odessa McLean, come out through Liquid Village, come back onto the main road, go through Mains Road, Ivy Road, and cross the pasture and finish on Blemmer Pasture.
Sweet. And then for the 5K now, and you mentioned that there is a walk component, and then there's the race.
Yeah. So the walk and the race can start the same place. They're going to start by down by Israel Lover Foundation. We will go through Martinique, onto Government Hill. Then we will swing left by Phillips Bakery, up to past St. Judge School, up to Tudor Funeral Home, back across to Charles F. Broom, around by Floor.
I can see all of these things perfectly.
Right. Horace Cross Road, and then back to Odessa McLean Drive, and then we will continue the route where the 2K run on to the finish.
And this is not the first time you're holding an event. Tell us what the community spirit is like as the walkers and those running, you know, pass through those very familiar communities. You know, everyone knows everyone.
Yeah. So what we do, we actually bring the race to the people. Instead of running the race out in the main roads, on the main roads, we decide we can bring the race to the people. So that's why we went through the communities.
So you see people coming out, cheering, you know, giving water as well, because you know these days are really hot. You got to stay hydrated.
Not only that, you got people that's come out and sit down in the gallery with a family. Family come from St. Lucie, Christchurch, St. George, just to take part in the race. So them sit down and them encourage one another. Some of them bring the children, grandchildren. So what we do, we also encourage parents to run with the children. Right. So the professionals stay the that 2K for a warm up. So you got the professionals actually running with the children to warm up for the 5K.
Nice.
Right. So it'll be a good family affair.
So when is it?
It is on Sunday, the 12th of October.
This Sunday.
This Sunday. Yeah.
Okay. And what time are we starting?
So we are starting the 2K at 3 o'clock, and we start the 5K at 4 o'clock.
Okay. And what are you advising those patrons and the active participants to bring? Anything that we need to bring to be a part of it?
Well, bring your shoes, bring yourself. Come to have some fun, fitness, and be with your family.
Listen, you better put on shoes for sure, because there's no way that anyone should be running on that tarmac barefooted at all. Make sure you have a proper running shoe, appropriate running shoes. Make sure you're comfortable and ready. And bring your water as well. Bring your water.
We got water stations. We got water stations on the road.
Along the road.
Along the road, we have water stations, and we also got people that neighbors, people in the community that also want to help. So them put in their own water station. So it'll be a good family affair.
David, Dottie Oxley, you're doing great community service. Continue the good work, and we're looking forward to seeing. Of course, as you said, you're a familiar face here on Mornin Barbados. So after the event, we want to see all of the action. We want to see how the community really rallies together and comes together, especially on My Lord's Hill and in between there by the Ivy, by the doctor's office, by Edward Thompson and come around. All of that will be in the route.
Yeah, and the thing about it, right? We got people that is learning the route from the start of the race to the finish of the race. So you don't be out there by yourself. You can see people all along the route.
Yeah. We're gathering in Christchurch this month, but that's a reason to still gather in St. Michael along the route for what will be a great 5K road race, the 2K for the children, and then there's the walk and run. David Dottie Oxley, continue to do great by your community.
Okay, thank you very much.
Man. We salute you this morning. And that's it for this edition of Mornin Barbados. I'll see you on Wednesday morning, you know the time. We got a lot to share with you then, a lot of interesting stories, more great stories to tell. So I look forward to seeing you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. for the Wednesday edition of Mornin Barbados.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Barbados, get up. Good morning, Barbados, good